Hello, everybody. We were laughing before we hit record and enjoying some fun, some levity for the day, I should
Om Namah
say.
Shivaya.
Om Namah
Om Namah
Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Well, I hope you are all doing
Holding on to your
well.
crystals.
Yeah. Wow. 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 Yeah.
Everybody got their crystals?
So it's July 13th. We were just saying it's my birthday today. And I'm feeling, it's really interesting. I was sad yesterday and I'm not so sure what the energy was. Like I was feeling Michael was too, really down, like just a sadness. And it wasn't really attached to anything and kind of just moved through it and spent some time in the water. And, did none of it, neither one of us really did anything. Like we kind of just, we were in this nebulous phase. And when I went to bed last night, I could not, I was tired, but I could not sleep. I had so much inner fire going, like this energy, like, and not in a negative way, but in a just a noticing way. And I actually came out and slept on the couch because I had the dog and the cat likes to lay on me. We have this old 20-year-old cat who just like
26.
he's a miracle cat. So anyway, so I came out and I had some crystals on me and I was working and then I went right out and I had the most vivid dreams all night. Like as if I didn't sleep, but they were beautiful dreams. And I woke up feeling so alive and expanded. And I had this dream that from our group sent me, or sent us, um, a whole comforter set that was rainbows and like you would like if you were a teenage girl, like, but I loved it, but it was in pastels. And I realized I was like, oh, this is the threefold flame. And we were like so into it and it was silk and we were laying in it and it was like being held in such oh yeah, okay, yeah. Um this um cocoon of just love and I woke up feeling like that. So I felt this reset. And someone was just sharing in the chat that Minnesota is in these smoke warnings. And so there's a lot of weird energy. We had another big, it was a what kind of weeping walnut,
Black willow.
black willow, which is a beautiful, really old tree out in our front. We had all that flooding and we had intense rain the one night. And how the tree fell, and it's tall, I mean, it's old and big. It fell and didn't hit any other trees, which was so weird. But it's like laying down now in front of our stream, almost as if it was protecting our property and keeping the ground from being washed away. And we didn't notice it, we didn't hear it till we woke up in the morning. So there's all kind of wild things going on in the world. And I would say finding that joy in your rainbow comforter, is important. So, I think it's the small things. And so in my birthday, I picked a card and it was all about the Divine Mother. My card for the year, I was like, what is my message? And it was all about the magnetic reception and receiving things from a magnetic place instead of an efforting place. And trusting in God and trusting in the process that all is divine, even though things are moving away, other things will be coming in. And I was like, wow, it's kind of symbolic of what's happening in the world. So yeah, so that's the energy. So I feel very kind of expanded this morning. I don't know how you feel.
Well, I kind of woke up a little. We weren't in, you weren't in bed this morning.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what
that's
happened?
unusual. Yeah.
What happened? What's wrong? What's wrong in the world?
Oh.
Is she okay? Did I do something? Oh my God, she wants to sleep out in bed. And, usually that happens, you're mad.
Not me.
And I was like, oh, and then I had my, well, let me do something. Let me go write her cards. So when she wakes up this morning, she'll have these beautiful cards next to her when she wakes up. What?
I'm pointing to the one, my favorite one at the
Oh,
table. And it's glitter, like it's sequiny. So, it's all about sparkles.
and I was like writing this love. See this little love picture right there, right there. And I was like, love is love missing? Where's what happened to the love? Where's the love? And then I checked in, and oh no, the love's there. The love's always there. What was missing was my appreciation of it. It was like, oh, I'm so used to having it that I've forgotten to appreciate what I have. I was like, oh wow, what a beautiful thing. And then that theme has kind of been echoing. I was like, that's one of the reasons why we come to duality. Why would we want to be in separation? Because we forget that God's flowing through us. We forget that we have the Creator moving through us, and to have it taken away and brought back is in gratitude and appreciation. And that seems to be kind of an echoing theme that I keep, it's like keeps coming back to me in my world is what are you taking for granted? What are you not appreciating? And it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate things. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the land, I appreciate the property, I appreciate the abundance and the thing. And am I cultivating that appreciation? Am I remembering that appreciation? And so I think that's kind of the theme this week. It's like this moving from selfishness to selflessness. And how do we do that, right? It's just to remember that not to claim ownership of everything.
Yeah.
That's where we kind of get in trouble. When ego grabs it and says, I did it before, and we don't even recognize. We claim ownership of it. And it's really spirit that's doing it. It's really God that's moving through us, your life, appreciating your life, appreciating all the things that are moving through. And so, yeah, all these dreams, they're so livid right now. Livid.
So,
Vivid, lucid. Vivid and lucid is what? Livid? Okay. It was a little, whatever that is when you stack a couple things together. That seems to be the theme for this month. It's like helping others. How can we be in the frequency of helping others instead of helping ourselves to survive? We're so used and so ingrained with survival. We have to survive our lives. We don't appreciate our lives, right? And so we if we start to help other people, I had this dream last night where I don't, it was some Hispanic guy was like, we were like all trying to help him, and we had problems with the language, and we it was like frustration here and chaos over here, and everybody was, in this, but you woke up kind of like feeling like, what was that about, right? Why is there so much chaos and confusion and da, da, da? And then it just kind of dawned on me, oh. But the overall theme was everybody wanted to help this guy. Everybody wanted to help them in the transition, in the moving from wherever they were going to the next place. So that kind of may help what helping looks like for
yeah.
you.
The other thing is finances, abundance. We're seeing a lot of people
Yeah.
panicking about money. Is the stock market going to crash? Should I buy cryptocurrency? Am I going to have enough for retirement? Is my Social Security benefits going to go away? Am I going to have a job? And there's a lot of in the collective of fear around money. And so um, we put our phones on shungite. If you don't know what shungite is, it's a great thing to neutralize EMFs. And this book that I've had forever, John Randolph Price. I don't know if you remember him. He wrote this abundance book, and I didn't even know this was on my nightstand, but it fell off, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'm supposed to read. So I opened to this like great page that was perfect about God is the source of all abundance, right? We think we're doing it, and so I, sat with it and I put it in the bed. And then, of course, I was up sleeping on the couch. And this morning, in my other vivid dream, was the message I had. And I don't know who was speaking to me, it was like, stop trying to save money, focus on creating money. creating. Like when you focus on saving money, you're in contraction. I'm gonna cut back. I'm gonna, not that you spend irresponsibly, but there's ways to kind of be in awareness. And also, how can I create more abundance and manifest, right? But not manifest with doing with the magnetic card that I pulled this morning. So as I was getting that message, you
We're not in bed.
were
You were
like,
not
I'm in
in
the
bed.
next
You were
room,
not in
right?
bed, and so there's laying next to me this book, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll read a sentence two and see what's in there for me, right? And man, it was like, don't focus on money. Money is the effect. Focus on the cause. What's the cause? God. The flow of God through you, the flow of love. When thy song flows through you, me, my Lord. When it flows through you, you give it to other people, right? And then there was a second part to it, like not just focus on God, right? But the realization that we're all like beings of light, that we're all one organism. And so in the physical realm, the energy has to move through the physical people. I mean, it has to flow through out into other people. And maybe that's kind of the underlying belief behind tithing and
Hmm.
but it's like it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm giving money to get money, right? It can be just light, it can be love, it can be helping others. It's the abundance of the flow you want to share with other people, and however that manifests in your life, or however you want to see that and play with that and create with it. Like then he said, create with it and put it out in your field, then it comes back. That's how it's meant to flow. And I'm like, oh yeah, I knew you kind of know these things. You kind of, but you forget, and you kind of get caught up in the duality, and you get caught up in the bills and the paying things, and then you get caught like having to generate more money, and you forget that the responsibility, you don't abstain the responsibility, but you give it to God. God is the one who's the higher self, is the one who's gonna do it. You just got to be in
If
alignment.
God can create these magnificent flowers, can do anything. I love stargazers because they always bloom on my birthday.
Yeah.
And with the storms, I always go out and cut some of them that are kind of leaning over so I can enjoy them. I don't cut them all because I do like looking at them in the ground, but there's miracles all around. So, for me, it's flowers are a big messenger for me. Um, so anyway, so those were our messages kind of for the,
Well, I had one more.
oh,
I had a little dream. Wasn't a little dream. I was like got up in the middle of the night and had to write it down. I'm not going to go through the whole dream with you because I would bore you. But in summary, it was kind of like we were at this, all of us, you too, we're all at this concert. It was kind of like a Grateful Dead concert, right? And everybody was on some kind of altered state of being, right? And I was looking at the drummer, and the drummer was just, everybody's playing the music, and the drummer's just in such ecstasy. He's moaning and he's playing the drums great, but he was like moaning in ecstasy, and he was in this place of just euphoria and everything, and the whole crowd was in it too, and they weren't all on drugs like he was, but he was on drugs, but everybody else was just in the energy and then in the vortex, and they were creating this mist of euphoria. And then I woke up and said, write it down. And I was like, kind of like, what is that about? Right. And I heard, this is what's going to happen for the next 2 weeks. You're in this energy for the next 2 weeks. Or how are you going to, can you let go of the personality, the one who thinks it has to be, looks this way, and it has to, I got to do more because I got to be
mm,
productive, or I've got to look good, or you know how when you just kind of let go a little bit and you just like don't care, but you do care. It's not like you let go, but you're like, I don't care. But you do care, but you don't care. It's like you're not so stuck on caring so much that you're in your way, you're tight, and it's like be in that and allow these energies kind of pull you into their euphoria. I think there's like a euphoric energy
Euphoric,
that's
dance,
there.
play,
Yeah.
play music, sing, whatever brings you into that playful, childlike state, that's the key. So with that, just quick little announcement. The day at a time, which is in the Mayan calendar, is on Friday this year, July 25th. Very symbolic day. And we're kind of in this Syrian gateway portal going into the 8-8. And was interesting. Just sideline, I was in yoga and I go into these altered states when I do certain forms of yoga, and they were putting the ankh in my mouth, like the nectar of the ankh, and the discs that we do in the Doradic field in class were on the stem of the ankh, and they were showing me that I was activating the Doradic shield in this thing. And then the pyramids in Syrian all kind of lined up in my field, which was really kind of crazy in the middle of yoga class. So we're in this incredible gateway. And in the Mayan day at a time, we're going to do in person here because it's always great to be physically together with our community or new people or anybody. We're also going to stream it live on Zoom so you can be part of it. But we're going to do an activation meditation with the Andaras because the Andaras are kind of the day at a time. I mean, they are manifested out of this kind of matrix, and they've been left here. And as they surface through the earth, we're seeing all these volcanoes and earthquakes, and they're being found now over and over again. And I was guided to post a class we did in January, and I cut some things out for privacy reasons, but that's on the our YouTube channel, and I'll put the link below this. So that's going to be on the 25th. So you can participate. If you don't have Andaras, you'll get the frequencies. If you do have Andaras, it'd be a great way to make your own little grid or sit with them or lay with them or do whatever. But that was something that we were really kind of came out of the blue to do. And I don't know if you want to say anything more about that, but that's on the website. I'll put the link. So that's on a Friday evening, for a couple hours. It'll be nice and juicy.
Yeah, I think day at a time, the Mayans, galactic timekeepers, it's Syrian return. It's
Mm.
that one day which you are in source before the new year, the new energies are come through the Syrian gateway. And we're like the little brothers, I guess, or little sisters, or Earth would be the little sisters, the Syrians, and they're usually connotated as being six-dimensional blue beings, right? And six-dimensional, what is that? That's usually our soul structure, or as we evolve or ascend from physical into semi-physical and love and light. That's our soul or Doradic shields. When she's speaking of the Doradic shield, that's what's coming online right now. These instruction sets from your DNA that'll start to create electromagnetic fields around us from our heart-centered chakras, and then we'll have that reality
Hmm.
moving through our physical vehicles, each one of us doing that and creating that new.
So what's amazing is it kind of goes into the 2 week Michael was talking about, that bliss. So we'll be able to like really be in that beautiful energy. So anyway, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to preface that and before we go into meditation.
Yeah, there's a dissolving energy for the next 2 weeks. Euphoria, and but we can try and hold on to things that are dissolving, and then we kind of get stuck. What is the loss? Is it really lost? Is it really lost?
And some people will be afraid. I mean, they hang on because they don't have a good foundation of practice, which is not a judgment, which means we have to love them and help them, tell them it's okay. It's going to be okay.
Well, when the identity is being dissolved, it feels like
Feels
annihilation.
scary,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we all have that. I'll have to face that together. All right, so let's go into meditation. Let's
And
see what
I'm
we
gonna
have.
bring up yeah, share screen here, honey.
Whoops. Whoops. All right.
Look at that. That's what we are.
And just take a deep breath into that. Breathe that into your heart. Maybe feel what she's feeling. See if you can feel the energy, the prana lighting up your heart field. And notice as you inhale and hold into that heart field, see if you can feel the magnetism. It kind of starts off as a magnetism in the spine. You may even start to feel as you breathe, you might feel the energy coming up from the core of Mother Earth, through your root chakra, through your tailbone, into your heart. And as you hold it in your heart, you're in source. You're literally connected through source into, into God's source first, intelligence. And whatever you embedded there into your heart is charged. And then we exhale it out into our auric fields. And we cycle back through, breathing in from the core, holding in our hearts. And just notice where the energy wants to go. Sometimes it'll just want to expand through your auric field, or sometimes it'll want to push upwards through your throat, through your medulla, through your third eye, pineal, into your crown. And right now, we've got some energy that's coming in at the back of the head. It's above the medulla oblongata. If you were to draw a straight line back from your pineal back to the horizontally through the back of your head, the energy's at a diagonal, like 45 degrees up and back, between your crown and between the back of your head. And just begin to breathe into that area as if it's just a place, a vortex that's just coming into your awareness. And it helps as you continue to breathe or pull that biofeedback energy up from the crystalline core of Mother Earth into your heart. It illuminates your heart, but it also illuminates the vortex that's held behind your head at that 45-degree angle. We call this the Bindu chakra or the moon chakra. Yeah, this is our eighth dimensional energy. This is one of the cones from our high heart. So begin to breathe. As you breathe into your heart, just allow that energy as it seems to create like a little circle or vortex upwards into your high heart. It illuminates the high heart and it turns on, or that cone, the eighth dimensional cone from the high heart goes up through the brain and out the back top of your head. And it reaches diagonally down from the center of your high heart, thymus, down 45 degrees. So begin to presence both. You can breathe into your high heart and your heart. They're creating kind of like a little infinity loop between the two, the fifth and the eighth chakras, the heart field and the high heart field. And the cones or petals of your eighth dimensional heart are kind of pushing through this back of your skull, upward and out. and downward through the front of your chest, downward. And you'll start to notice as you become more aware of presencing them. They gain in magnetic attraction, and you begin to feel the cones more tangibly. And you may even feel the vibration of the petals. Simultaneously, you'll feel the anchoring of your vertical pillar as it moves through your Duratic shields, centered in your heart, through your lower chakras, the discs around each of your lower chakras, root, sacral, solar plexus. We are connecting our soul level with our oversoul in our high heart. And just continue to do that biofeedback breathing, pulling the energy up, simply holding and allowing the God force within you to turn the lights on in your inner temple, to move the prana where it wants to go. And you may start to feel some like expansion at the back of your high heart. It's almost like there's a pinching or a pushing out, as if the back of your thymus or your high heart petals are coming online as well. There's also a diagonal component, but there's also a front and back component to them. So along the vertical component, there's that diagonal 45 up and down, the soul matrix, oversoul matrix. But in our reality, in our presencing of it in our soul, in our third dimensional route, it would be to do the horizontal front and back. So you can continue to breathe in that merged sphere between the heart and the high heart. You're focusing on discerning and feeling what the energies are showing you. Not from a mental standpoint of trying to understand, but from a place of feeling. What's the feeling? What am I sensing? What's opening? Yeah, that's it. Now you're starting to open up. You might feel as you breathe in, you're just like pulling energy from the horizontally now, from the front of the high heart and from the back of the high heart, simultaneously up from the core of Mother Earth. And all the petals of your high heart in all the directions coming online. And begin to step into, see your high heart as a window of light, or a flame of pure light. Has the intensity without the burn. Allow your consciousness to move into and saturate, explore. Become accustomed to this gateway and the feeling of the gateway. What is the electrotonal signature for you, for your own high heart portal? And as you begin to lock into that frequency, there's a resonance that happens at your third eye. It's almost as if you're broadcasting horizontally out the front of your eye. The electrotonal signature of your high heart gateway frequencies. And you may even start to feel at the third eye, slightly above it, as if it's projecting upward from the center of the threefold flame. Divine love, wisdom, divine power, willpower. The birthing of your eighth dimensional oversoul intuition. Feel that flowing through your heart. That flow of love. That you have to offer, that you have to give, that you have to share with all of humanity. And that you're now broadcasting through all of your multi-dimensional aspects of your enlightened Christos Avatar Self. And begin to bring into alignment your high heart frequencies with your third eye frequencies so that they become locked in as one. And we'll just allow that to happen as we synchronize soul and oversoul into our chakra system, chakra seals in our chakra system. Good. And begin to notice there's a triangulation that's happening between your third eye, your pineal on the vertical column, and your high heart. Just notice how the energies, like threads of gold and silver light, thread from the high heart into the third eye, illuminating your divine intuition. And then from the third eye into the pineal, activating your transcendent intuition. And then down from the pineal into the high heart, illuminating your devotional intuition. And see as you breathe in from the core of Mother Earth, this plasmic light that's coming, the crystalline plasmic frequencies, the Christos planetary, Christos consciousness into your high heart. Notice how they ride the Christos frequencies, 11th and 12th dimensional frequencies of your eternal Christos self, ride on that golden and silver threads. It's almost like they insulate and create like a buffer field that protect the silver and golden threads, yet held it in a hyperplasmic fluid with no resistance, pure conductivity. You can't even really call it conductivity because it's instantaneous, more like telepathy, merging with oneness. What does that feel like for you? And how would you wish to share it through your high heart? Begin to visualize your crown chakra opening, as if the core of Mother Earth is sending this Maharak, 12th, 11th, and 12th dimensional frequencies of silver white light, the aurora blue hue up through your high heart, through your pineal, through the thousand petal lotus, is creating like a halo, like a horizontal disk or torus field, but it's more like a stargate. It's like a halo with maybe like a silver event horizon, a silver white sheen that if we were to move up and through it, we would transport our consciousness into the higher dimensions above the oversoul. But together, we're just gonna breathe into our hearts and synchronize our high heart field energies with each other. And begin to feel your high heart connecting horizontally, whether it's front and back, left and right, with each other in this sovereign eighth dimensional golden frequency, pure love and bliss. As if you're pulling it up and wrapping your whole physical vehicle in this golden light of your high heart, and then exhaling it out horizontally. And we're creating a group sphere or a group consciousness field. And this is more like a disc that's centered around the vertical column, our unified vertical column, Earth's planetary vertical ascension column. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe in into our hearts, and we're going to pull all of our cells together. Our energy fields, kind of make them small so that we can all fit within this collective Merkaba of our high heart shield. So let us do that now, breathing in from the core of Mother Earth, holding ourselves in that light of our high heart, and just pulling in your energy so that we all kind of fit into this collective shield, Merkaba, together around the collective center of Mother Earth. And if you don't feel like you fully landed, then just do it again until you kind of feel yourself enveloped within this consciousness disk of light, golden light. You may even start to sense the pillar, the Christos of Mother Earth through the center. You may even feel our higher selves with us, our eighth dimensional selves, our ninth dimensional self, sixth and seventh dimensional selves, all in love and light. And then I'm just going to talk us through what they would like us to do is we're going to breathe in now to our hearts again, but we're going to be aware of the overall Merkaba around us as a group consciousness field. And as we breathe in and hold, we're kind of like grabbing this consciousness field of love and light. And as we exhale down through the core of Mother Earth, it kind of pushes the shield up through our crown into a higher field of consciousness of our higher selves. These are our higher selves, our star lineage. So let us begin. Breathing in, holding in our hearts, feeling the collective high heart golden disk around us, and then gently pushing down from our heart and up through the event horizon. And just allow yourself to move through the event horizon. Good. You kind of know you kind of went through it when your crown chakra itself feels like it pushes you through. in this golden disc. It's like we were in the Ankh, the lower part of the Ankh was our light body, and then we kind of moved through the cross up into the teardrop sphere above. And now we're just in there, just being held. We're actually an Ankh grid of golden light, golden human. You might be able to notice that our ninth dimensional selves are there projecting their love and light into the shield. So you may feel some silver frequencies enveloping the gold. And then you also might feel from the core of Mother Earth, from the crown above you, 3 feet above you, these silver white currents, this protectorate field of our eternal Christos self. And just breathe deep into your heart and go deep in your heart and feel the love flowing through you and marinate in your Christos consciousness. What the, and now we can share from this place. How would we share? Bring the energy up from your heart through your third eye, through the pineal, and then out through your third eye as like a torrent or a stream of this gold and silver white light. And just beam it wherever you wish to beam it. And maybe you beam it into your home, beam it into your loved ones, like a spotlight or a searchlight. Go where you feel guided to share your love, your God directed source field. Maybe you wish to take it inward and shine that light inwardly to any place within you where you still have some regret or some remorse. Now, from this place, practice pulling up this gold and silver white light through your vertical pillar, fully illuminating with the silver golden consciousness, and then exhaling out horizontally, front and back, through all seven of your chakras. Let us begin breathing in. Hold, feeling all seven of your nodes in the core vertical column, and then exhale. Flood your chakras with this golden consciousness, silver consciousness. Just continue on your own, breathing in. Light up your chakras. Become aware also how you're lighting up the group consciousness collective eighth dimensional field that we're in through your own chakra light body. How you're connecting to the living consciousness of this field, and how it can inform your physical reality. So from our eighth dimensional chakra, breathe in, breathing in, holding in your heart, bringing the energy back down into your physical form, high eighth dimensional heart, and then out through all your chakras. Light up your golden antakarana, Jishundaja. And breathe up from the core of Mother Earth into your heart, and then raise up into your eighth dimensional consciousness shield, and then exhale into the shield, into the group consciousness collective. Continue to alternate and create this biofeedback loop with the earth and with your eighth dimensional consciousness grid. Of your Christos higher self and oversoul. The next inhale, just merge the two. Breathing in, holding in your heart, and then bringing the eighth dimensional collective consciousness Ankh grid down into your form. Exhale and bring it down. Anchor it here in your body, your light body, and in your grid, in your property, in your home. And then take it all the way down to the Mother Earth. And breathe from Mother Earth. She has your picture, she has your intention. Now she's sealing you in her silver white aurora, purity and perfection. See your whole field as a cylinder of sovereignty. Bringing your awareness back into your high heart, fully activated. Dropping from the oversoul into the soul of your heart. your fifth dimensional self, and then dropping into your physical heart, your energetic heart here, the third dimension, seeing all of your cells aligned as one, living Christos light and love. Bringing your hands in namaste in front of your heart. Fully landing here. Just allow this unconditional love to guide you.
Mm. Thank you all. Blessed day. Namaste.